Okay, are we live? I think we're live. Hey everybody, it's me, Derek, Chocolate Botanist, and I gotta get a good thing. Y'all didn't even tell me all this stuff was in my hair like this. My God. Okay, hold on. Gotta have a picture for the thumbnail. I'm walking and talking. This is y'all time to ask me questions. I'm taking a walk down the street to the Walmarts because I don't have a car right now because I got a car from the auction direct here in the Triangle in Raleigh. And apparently they sell cars that eventually have electrical issues. And then when you try to talk to them about it, they don't want to say anything. I don't know what the auction direct's Instagram is, but if you are in the Triangle of North Carolina or just anywhere where an auction direct is, unless you want to auction off your chances of not having a car to drive, I wouldn't get one from them. I got that car in June of 2018 with electrical issues, Hyundai Sonata. And I'm like, can y'all show me something? Can y'all tell me what's up? I just got this car. Why does it need a new alternator? Why is it dying randomly? But y'all didn't come for that. So I'm a whole plant biologist, and this is your time to ask me questions. I'm walking to a Walmart, getting me some steps in. I got to pick up a package, which I'll do when I get back. And yeah, ask me some questions, comments. How y'all doing today? What's going on with you? I see people are coming in and out. I be wondering, like, do y'all do what I do? Where a notification comes on the top of the screen and you were trying to click on something else and you accidentally come into this live. But what y'all up to? Talk to me about your plant questions. And I guess I'll talk because nobody is talking. Cloop. So I have a couple of ideas I want to do for some content I haven't been creating in a while. Content because I just haven't felt it. Y'all who've been following me for a while, thank you for liking the shirt. I got it from the Walmart. I want to do something similar for like NC natives that were like endemic or rare. And I may follow us, please. Who is us? What do you talk about on the table, Mag? Are you following me? Thank you for talking about my shirt. I done got lost now. See, on the table, Mag, I'm not even gonna follow you because you distracted me from my conversation. Depression, there we go. Hey there, the GOAT, Bowser Boys Catering. Side note, if y'all are in the North Carolina and y'all need somebody to cook y'all food or to get some good barbecue sauce, God bless it. Go and get that Bowser Boys Catering and follow him. And if you just want to follow a black business, follow him, please. Follow good black people. He's a good black people. Follow him. Thank you. Let's see. Apologies for distracting you. You are right this time. But DM me what you be talking about on the table, Mag, and we'll see. I am following you. Thank you, Brown Bam Nature. Anywho, depression. So I was going through some depression because y'all have been really interacting with me. And those of you who know me in person know that I worked at this place that just took it out of me. That was a terrible experience for me to work at. It was a rough situation, and God got me out. And I've been really recapturing myself because not only working night shift threw off my schedule, but also working with people who did not respect the person that I am, with the added caveat that I know who I am. So I know that they're dissing me. And people are trying to sneak diss me because they are jealous of my swag and my drip. Okay? They are mad because they are getting waves off of my drip, just boosh, boosh, right? And they are just dry, dusty people, upset they're being moisturized by being around me. So I've been recapturing myself and getting back into that creative zhuzh. So I have some ideas of some things I want to do. I want to do some courses or lectures that I do and do some on Patreon for you all, which means there would be a price attached to it. I don't know what the price would be yet. I'd maybe do subscription levels where I would be like, you get first access and then these people get this or blah, 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 blah. Maybe some audio things or whatever. But I have to research that because The Patreons I'm on are podcasters and corn content. So it is what it is. Do I have a YouTube? I do have a YouTube. You look me up as a chocolate botanist on YouTube. I'm there. All of my content from Instagram, excluding images, goes to my YouTube. So even this live will go to my YouTube. It's amazing. Get my mojo on. Indeed, get that mojo on. I'm too much for them. You're right. But when you're around a bunch of people who have a deficient in themselves, you start to feel like maybe you should dig some of yourself out to be like them. Like, some of the people I worked with were great, but some of the people in leadership I worked with formerly, and this has just been in various jobs, people see something in me that I don't always realize and I don't always remember, and they get upset in their spirits that I'm jovial and I'm personable, that I am great, I learn things quick. Hey, Pilea Plants and Things. That I learn things great, and they get so jealous and they feel like they got to punch down on me like this. Boom, 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 boom. Because they see me as somebody who's maybe cocky or arrogant or whatever. And while I'm super humble, I do know that I'm like super talented. Like, I'm not just walking around here saying words. Guess what sign I am, Brown Bear? I'm not going to answer that question right yet. Y'all take a guess real quick in the comments. And those of you who are watching this in the future on YouTube and Instagram, you do it too. What zodiac sign do you think I am? We'll see who gets it right. And people stay threatened by me. You're right on the table, because I'm a black man. I'm tall. So like, I'm 6'3". I got all these locks. I got this beautiful beard, this beautiful hair, this delicious chocolate skin. And the people wish they could be me. I am not a Virgo. I'm not a Virgo. Side note though, Virgos, I've tried to talk to a Virgo woman and it's thrown me off of all Virgos, and I hate zodiac commentary because I'm like, this stuff isn't real. Y'all are just talking. But if I find out somebody's a Virgo, they ain't getting nowhere near me. No more. They can Virgo on across the street. And I'm not a Libra either. Or a Pisces. I am a Cancerian. Those are very good guesses. This is why I tell you the zodiac thing. People will generally say Scorpio, Leo, Libra, because all of them have the same traits. It's not real. Anywhom, though. So I've been catching back up to myself. I have some ideas of classes I want to do. I'm not going to say them here because I still have to like work on them and tinker on them. It was an idea that came to me last night, and a dear friend of mine, Black Seed Saving Collective, she helped me to kind of help to refine it. But I have some ideas, so we'll see. I have concepts of a plan. Concepts of a plan. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. That situation, that whole debate was laughable. But nonetheless, again, this is y'all's time to ask me questions. I'm a plant biologist. How many times can you say you interact with a legitimate plant biologist, a legitimate plant scientist, right? Who can say with a certainty, or sometimes without a certainty, what something is or isn't. Eat the cat is right. Unless that person is a Virgo. So y'all see these beautiful yellow flowers. I talk about them most every year. These are Spanish tickweed. They're called tickweed, but also called Spanish something. I can't remember. Maybe Spanish marigold, but I can't remember the name of it. And these are in the sunflower family, and they are gorgeous. Ooh, I almost tripped. They are gorgeous. And every year I just love them, and I want to do something with them. Whenever I get a house, I'm going to get some and do something with them. I've been following you for a while now on my personal account, not this one. Well, then reach out on the table. I have a large sample of pool cats, and no one has eaten any of them yet. You wait, because he said the people on TV, they said it. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating them. They look similar to black-eyed Susan. So black-eyed Susans, Rebecchias are in the aster family, right? Asters, those are the same flowers as asters and the other thing that looks like a black-eyed Susan, which is, and I can get closer to something across the street, sunflowers. I was hoping y'all would answer the question in the comments. Sunflowers. Sunflowers are also asters. So this is a beautiful little one. So these are perennials, and you can see this little, I think this is an assassin bug, but y'all can see this is gorgeous actually. Let me see. Can I get a picture of this as clear as this is? Go. Somebody said Coreopsis. Coreopsis are also in the aster family. So y'all see how gorgeous these are? Y'all see this? And these babies are native to formerly zone 7, North Carolina, now zone 8. This is just on the side of the road. Pollinators, is this native to my area? I believe it is a native. I'd have to look to be sure, but I can't remember. If you go to plants.usda.gov, ooh, that car came around the corner like a bat out of HE double hockey sticks. If y'all go to plants.usda.gov, you'll be able to see if that plant is native. I can't remember its binomial nomenclature. I can't remember the genus or the thing. If I saw it, if one of you looked up tickweed, I think it's like Spanish tickweed, yellow flower or whatever, and then y'all showed me the name of the genus and the species, I'd be like, yeah, that's it. But I can't remember it right offhand right now. But I know it's in the aster family. But again, this is y'all's chance to ask me plant questions. Those of you who are watching this in the future, this is your chance too. I try to come up here in lives now, not like hours like I used to. I used to do like hours of live, and then an hour and a half, 2 hours. And now I try to give y'all 30 minutes because ain't no need of me putting up here. Oh yes, God, I love the prayers of the righteous. So yeah, ask me questions. Plant stuff. It could be non-plant stuff within reason. Within reason. Don't go crazy. This isn't that type of live. Coreopsis grandiflora. I don't think, maybe it is a Coreopsis, and I can't remember. I can't leave this and send it. I would have remembered if it was grandiflora, big flower. It's not really a big flower. Grandi meaning grand, showy, big. Flora meaning flower. But if somebody was to leave and show me, then we would know. Also, I feel like the use of native plants. I'm gonna answer this question and I'm gonna go on a diatribe I've been wanting to say, and I'm gonna do a specific live about this. Actually, no, I'm gonna save that for a podcast. The Omniscient Cloud says, I feel like the use of native plants should be normalized today. Do I have any theories as to why native plants are not commercialized? As commercialized? Because they're common. When you're used to seeing some plants that are in your native landscapes, they may be common and they may not be as showy as your ornamentals. So for example, any of you go to your Lowe's or your Home Depots, you can find Echinacea, some variety of that. Echinacea purpurea, purple coneflower, you've seen it, right? Those to North Carolina are native. We have several species of native coneflowers. Well, most people don't know that because they just see them in the store and they're like, boom. Some people don't even know something is not native because they just assume it's a plant at the Lowe's, the Walmart, the Home Depot, or your garden center. So certainly it came from somewhere. So, I mean, I'm just going to put it out in my yard. Some people just have no clue. They have no concern, so they don't know. So that's why it's not, in my opinion, the natives are not as promoted as they could be. Now, there are some botanical gardens, arboretums, some garden places and centers that will show you how beautiful the natives can be. In North Carolina, we have Venus flytraps and the pitcher plants, a lot of carnivorous plants that are native. That's beautiful. Most people don't know. We have coneflowers that are native. There's Jerusalem artichokes, some species of sunflowers that are native. They're beautiful. There are some beautiful trees that are native. Beautyberry, look that up. I can't remember its genus. But beautyberry, beautiful purple flowers that are native. It's gorgeous, a gorgeous time. So people just don't know. And once you start diving deep into the beauty of the naturals for your area, natural trees, natural shrubs, natural grass covers, native, I should say, not natural, native grass covers, it changes your world. So I hope that answers your question. Do I come from nature people? I don't know if you're saying native people or other people who are plant people. I'm going to say neither. No to neither. So the people who I come from love the concept of plants, but they're not necessarily my direct people. I can talk about my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather. They don't really do plants as much as I do because I can be a little obsessive. I do have a cousin and a great uncle who are planting. And one of my cousins is a horticulturalist. He was a medicinal horticulturalist, for those of y'all catching that drift. And an uncle who had a plant shop when I was like an infant or a toddler, but I don't remember it because I was young. So the plants is just really me. I have some like deep in the genealogy, but nothing relative. Hope that answers your question. And that question was from Brown Bear Nature. On the table, Meg says, I feel like using native plants and all that will make the labor surrounding lawn care virtually non-existent. Am I right? To a certain extent, yay and nay, right? Natives can overtake an area if they are invasive enough or if they're just a vigorous grower. So to a certain extent, it could and it couldn't. But the best thing that natives could do is support your landscape or your insects and your wildlife around the landscape. And they would be able to support the native pollinators, and help to stop ornamentals that are invasive being introduced into your landscape. People can perceive them as weeds since they grow wild. They do, but see, here's the thing about a weed, right? A weed is a wildflower that you just don't want. Dandelions were native to England, but they were brought here and they're native. Echinacea is a wildflower. It's a weed. When it grows where you don't want it, it's a problem. When it grows where you want it, it's not. It's all about perspective. And we have to stop trying to necessarily manage nature in so much as we do and just enjoy and vibe with it. I have a lot of weeds on my patio right now as we speak. Random grasses that just pop up. I pick them, some of them I eat, and I keep it moving. And that was from, I have a lot of cats. Saracenias, Jacob Pulver says, I love purple beautyberry, me too. From Omniscient Cloud. That was so interesting. It's about the education and general aesthetics. It is. Hey, Blossom and Branch Farms. How you? Hey, R. Drogan. I'm trying to say hey to all of y'all and wave as I can. Some of y'all have probably already left, though, as I'm waving. But this is y'all's chance to ask me and plant biologist questions before I get to this Walmart. I may go live again when I get out of the Walmart. I may still be live when I go into Walmart. We'll see how my signal goes. What's my least favorite invasive plant in North Carolina? See, that's a hard question for me because even though they're invasive in North Carolina, and this question's from Jaco Povar Bonov, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. They are cool to me and they're a part of my childhood, so I have like a nostalgia vibe to them, even though I know they're not meant to be in that place. So it's hard for me to say, like, this one is not my favorite. Like, kudzu is not native, it's invasive, and it's all over forests. And although it's choking out forests, my mind always goes to, as a child, seeing those waves of green, which is horrible, but it's like, oh, that's part of like my love of plants. Or the people who had the bamboo growing, invasive. Mint, invasive. People put it down and it takes over their yards, invasive. So, I don't know. I don't really have a not favorite. I appreciate them all, even though I wish they weren't there. I think that's the best way to answer that. I have a lot of cats says not all natives are for all niches. I want my yard to be riverside, Cascade, mountains of like 4,000 foot elevation, except I'm at sea level with sandy, quick draining soil. So here's the thing, right? You could work with your soil. Hey, Kiki. You could work with your soil and get the plants that you're looking for, right? Get more organic matter into it, start a compost pile, and just work it over time and change the topography and the soil construct of your soil. I personally would be like, hey, just work with what you got and maybe do some of that ornamental landscaping you're talking about while also having raised beds or beds that just work with your natural soil. That was a good question. Omniscient crowd. Well, was there one specific thing that got me into botany? I just love plants. Science in general, I am a science geek. And I have always loved plants since I was a child. I have been enamored with plants. Like, plants everywhere and rocks. I was one of those kids that collect rocks. I still have some of the rocks that I've had since I was maybe like 12 or 14. I remember I found a rock that was like maybe like a deep brown reddish on the outside, and when we cracked it open it was like pure blue on the inside. Memories. But I just love plants, and I don't really like people. People don't believe that, but I don't like people. So plants is where it's at for me. That's what got me into. The vine that ate the South. We have cola in the house. I'm glad I caught this live talk. I'm glad you did too. See me later. You will see me later. Those of you who know, you know. I'll be live later, like at 7 o'clock, 7:30. 7 o'clock, 7:30. So, questions, comments, concerns. This is your time to interact with a black botanist. So I'm going to go on my rant real quick. I don't know if y'all are familiar with The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God. I watched that interview with Jill Stein and Angela Rye, and I also watched the debate. And I know some people don't want me to get political, but it's part of who I am. So, thank you on the table for DMing me. And Cola, I will see you later, and we need to talk. Me and you need to have a chit-chat-chitterwhack. Cola, if you're still here. Let's see if she's still here. She's not. Sad. Be your own people. But what was I saying, Jesus? So the debate, watching Jill Stein talk, this reminded me of something that I see on social media, and I've seen other people do, and it just throws me for a whole hula hoop loop. Jill Stein got up there, and Angela Rye was talking to her, and Jill didn't a bit more answer a couple of Angela's questions. And if I start going in and out, y'all let me know. Angela asked Jill specific questions. One question was, how many supporters do you have, or allies do you have in Congress? Jill went on to a whole diatribe about, well, we're about this and we're about that, and we don't have the numbers, but we could do this, and we could just executive order and do this and do that, and blah, 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 blah. But she never answered the question of how many supporters you have. And I watched the comments, went through the comments, and seeing how people were so anti-Angela for basically trying to be like holding people accountable, like some people do to me when I talk about plant hacks. And it was simply saddening that the people didn't catch. She's not answering your questions. She may be talking good to you. She may be speaking to something you want to see, because she's talking about, what are those things called? Reparations. She's talking about ending wars and all this other stuff. But she's not talking about how can I get into office outside of what I've been doing that's not working. And how can I make something work when I get there? Same with Trump. They asked Trump direct questions, whether you're going to vote for him or not. That man did not answer many of their questions until they asked him a second time. And concepts of a plan is not something the people there in here, I need to come and do a video on these, are not something people need to really see and hear. So it just behooves me that some of y'all's favorites on social media do the same thing, where they don't answer questions. They talk in circles. Like Luther Vandross used to sing about, they go around in circles. Round and round they go. Why did I come in here? I want cough drops. It's all coming back to me now. I don't even know why I'm on this side of the store. But they go in circles and they don't answer the questions. Thank you on the table for DMing me. So it's like, how can that be allowed? And sometimes I wonder about our reading comprehensions and our critical understandings, excuse me. And this isn't to talk down about anybody or say anybody's stupid or anything. But the people just don't be getting that this person didn't answer your question. And it's a trick that I love to see people do, because I love tricking people. I cannot tell y'all how much I love tricking people. Like, I get a sick thrill out of getting over on somebody. But they were tricked because these people, they'll trick you rather by basically talking long enough where you forget what the question was. And you're like, oh, they answered that question so well. They were so articulate. They were this, they were that, blah, 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 blah. And they didn't answer your questions. They said some great words. I agree with a lot of what Jill said. But you're not telling me the how. How are you going to put action in what you say? You can get in the office with the best plan in the world that will bring around world peace. But if you don't have any support, what's the point? So needless to say, that's just where I was. I don't want to talk more about that when it comes to some of y'all's faves who are, again, answering y'all's questions. Or they just post content and I say, hey, this ain't right. And y'all be like, oh, they answered it. And I'm like, nope, they didn't. They didn't tell you a bit more in the caption or in the video on why this works or doesn't work. And it's sad. It's simple manipulation. Many of you ask me a question and you're actually sitting and listening to me talk. I can talk around the topic for 5 days. I can do it. It's easy. One of you asked me a question right now. Concept of a plan based off of what happens in the future. He talks like he's trying to fill a word count for the high school essay. That's exactly right, Omniscient. Let's see. I came here to check the clearance aisle. Okay, somebody asked me a question. I'm going to get into that in a second. And it has to be a direct question. What's the most difficult part of my job? Because the most difficult part of my job being a plant scientist is really just, finding the will to, well, not even finding the will, but keeping up with people, right? That's the real answer. But I can say, well, there is no difficulty because when it comes to a job, we should all be ready to do a job and to do a job together. Those are like those political answers. It's not about how difficult the job is. It's about us doing the job with excellence. You didn't answer my question. My answer is, the direct answer would be, the most difficult job part is blah, 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 blah. But people don't answer that. I ask people about these alkaline plants. How do they help you? The alkaline plants help you by doing blah, 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 blah. If that didn't answer my question, I tell them, explain to me how they know. Well, this means this and this means that. Nope, it don't. So, needless to say, y'all, political answers suck. But I'm off of my podium, as it were. I'm off of my soapbox. Is this a room? Is this a bee off? Bee off. Thank y'all for being my friends. Oh, I was showing right up her skirt. It's not like she wouldn't do it in real life. Y'all see this? And this is $5 for this little thing. This is why this is $5. And this don't make noise. And it looked enough like her where I knew who it was. Blanche Devereaux. But $5? Get people out your skull. I always come to the clearance section when I go to the Walmart. I can't help myself. Because I'm like, what do y'all got? I got something I want. Y'all got something I wouldn't have got before, but I'm going to get now. Especially that at one time I got all of that Arbor for like $7, like $200 of Arbor for like $7 or $16. Oh, that was a great day. I tell you what. Whew. But last questions, comments, or concerns before I hop off of here. Because I seen something I need to make a video about. Y'all can ask me questions about plant science, any of my future plans. Which I kind of talked about. I had some content I want to put on Patreon. Things I want to make sure y'all can see and have access to, but I can also get a little bit of dollars for. Because making content the way I do, and not getting the finances that I really want to get is a hurtful process. Let's see, how is it managing a greenhouse? Jaco Povar Barnavov. I don't manage a greenhouse anymore. I wish I still did. I miss managing greenhouses. I tell you what, I love the job I'm at now because they're very good people. But there is something about, especially an automated greenhouse, where I set the programs and I write the programming logic in Argus or an environmental control system, and I'm just up there and things. It's just great to know, like, okay, we got these plants growing at this rate. I need them to be by here. I check the weather. I see how things are going. I'm emailing people. I'm fixing problems. I'm problem solving myself. Oh, God, I miss it. And I cannot tell you, Jacob, how I've tried to get back into the field. I've tried to get back into the field of greenhouse management, and they don't want to pay me what I'm worth. And those that would want some person who has 40 million years of experience. Even botanists got a code. To a certain extent, yes. But the programming logic I was talking about was more of if and then statements. It was more of doing things based off of like physics, math, with like heat dynamics and transfer, or just basic, when the temperature gets to this point, I want the greenhouse to cool off. Like something as simple as that. And I really miss that part of my world because growing plants as I did, and I would grow up to 100,000 at a time, was super chill. Like it was a great thing to be able to look and know, like I could look at a greenhouse and know those plants are on track or not without ever measuring them. And we had another team that did measurements. I could do it as well. I could look and say the color is off. And we grew Nicotiana benthamiana. But I could look and know before that company shut down what was going on. And it was just beautiful to me. I missed that. I really missed that. Let me back up. So managing greenhouses is very exquisite work, but it is hard work. And there was one job, I'm going to talk about these jobs one day that I interviewed for. There was one woman in the interview who just was not convinced that I did work and that I did physical labor. And I don't know if it was I was black. And I can't necessarily say it was racism because she's Asian. But she just did not think I did work. The clearance section, I hope that answers your question. The clearance section is the most expensive for me because I find such great deals for crap I don't need. Me too. Have I ever gotten into hydroponics or aquaponics? I've done or hydroponics rather at the job I used to work at some time ago. But I have not done that in a while. And we did it in a greenhouse. It was kind of a failed situation. But it looks like me and him are going to get the same stuff. Let me look right here. Where are these ones that I like? I need to get some stuff for my throat. I know I'm talking on Sunday. Did I acknowledge that? But I'm talking on Sunday, and I'm going to be at Therapy Duke. Did I tell y'all that? I hope I did. I didn't say that at the top. I know I didn't. But I hope. So sore mouth, throat, and mouth. We're going to get these because my throat is feeling a little rough. There we go. Drank some tea that kind of hurt my throat a little bit. I know talking, and that's why I'm live right now, to give a test of like how much talking, excuse me, I'm sorry, can I do? Let's see, what other questions y'all have? What is the best way to contribute or encourage people to appreciate nature or plants? Show them your love. Show them your love of plants, your appreciation of plants. If they see you doing it, they'll be like, if he's doing it or she's doing it or they're doing it, then I have to. People see what I do and I share it with them. I literally will be like, yeah, so this is what I do. This is why I love what I do. And this is why I do what I do. I love plants because the plants first loved me, Jesus. No, I'm messing. But I love the plants. The plants speak to me, they talk to me, and this is why I do what I do for them, right? And I showcase that love to even all of you on social media, where I showed y'all the Coreopsis outside, right? Beautiful plant. We think it's a Coreopsis, the Spanish tickweed. I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna be killing me not to know for sure what it is. But I show that to you all. We go through it together. We live through it together. And I even bring people on dates when I do go on dates anymore. To Botanical Gardens. That used to be one of my spots. Let's go to Sierra P. Duke. Let's go to the North Carolina Botanical Garden. Let's go and see these plants. And let me geek out. When I go to other cities, vacationing or whatever, I want to see their botanical garden. I want to see their arboretums. If I just want to drive around, I want to find a botanical garden or arboretum. And I take people with me. And I show them my pictures and I force it onto them to a certain extent. But I want the people to really see what I'm about. And to see why I love them and to share that love with them. Much like a Mary J. Blige song. Stay hydrated for the talking day. I'm always hydrated when I have to do a lot of talking. Best date idea, to be honest. I love that. What are the questions and comments y'all got? I want to do a class about greenhouse management, Jacob. Q is excellent. I've not been to Q, Jacob, but if Q Gardens, I don't know if you're connected to him, Jacob, but if Q Gardens wanted to fly me out and bring this small town, New Bernian, from North Carolina all the way out there to England, I'd be out there. They are jamming back here. But I really do love greenhouse growth and greenhouse working. And I want to talk about how you can make anything into a greenhouse or a growing environment that you can control. It may not be as smart or great as a greenhouse you grow in. It's like on the big level. But it can still be one that's cool nonetheless. Jacob, you said you're 15, but you're in the youth forum. That means you have power because they need the youth to be able to take over these gardens when all the old people, older than myself, go on and go up to become compost. And so tell them people that you've seen this black botanist and they need to get me out there to speak. Even if they get me online. Tell them get me online and then get me out there in person. Do a soft launch. Why did I come this way? I'm just walking around Walmart before I get out of here. I got a couple of things. Whew. Oh God, I'm gonna do this here. I can't do that here like I thought. Let's do this. Excuse me, sir, I'm just gonna get behind you. Okay. Thank you so much. I didn't want to say nothing about him, but he was walking like I wasn't behind him trying to get out of the way. And he was just in the middle of the aisle. And I'm like, bro, move. Do I like insects as much as I like plants? No. I cannot stand, I love pollinators to a certain extent. But I don't like just all bugs. Like I just can't justify like roaches. maggots, flies, gnats. I hate them, but I learned to live with them because I just have to. If I'm growing plants, I'm going to run into a lot of these things, so I just have to learn to live with them. You'll ask around in your next session, please do, Jacob. Let the people know who I am. Let them know they need me, a plant biologist doing what I do. Tell the people about me. Help me be Mr. Worldwide like Pitbull. Excuse me. Ah. Oh, girl. Let's see. You ask around next session. Any last questions before I get off this live? And Jacob, if you want to learn about greenhouse dynamics, you should tell your people, you should tell your people at the Kew Gardens, if they don't have it already, to get the book and to sign you up for classes with Plant Empowerment. Plant Empowerment from the Netherlands. There's classes they do to show you how to do greenhouse management. And that's something that's really big. And a lot of people know how to do the science of plants, but they don't know how to, what is the term I'm looking for? They know how to do the science of plants, but they don't really know how to manage a greenhouse. So they know the basic concepts. Let's see if I need any of this bread. Wheat sub rolls. Nobody wants that. Those hot dog buns? I would love some hot dogs. I ain't cooked hot dogs in a long time. But talk to those people about plant empowerment. That's the name of it. And see if they can sign you up for some classes. You and the rest of your youth. The people need to be empowered about the plants and learn how to control your own spaces, especially if you are growing anything in a controlled environment. But that's it. Y'all have a good afternoon and a good evening. I'm going to wait for one last question. We're going to see. It's 5:38 right now. Environmental growth and management in a greenhouse is a whole different beast. It is. But because you have to include the outside and inside spaces. You have to include what the outdoors are doing, what your equipment can do, and what the plants need, which is a whole bear. And I miss that. If any of you are like greenhouse management in the triangle, please let me know. I even probably do some consulting for the right price. But excuse me, thank you. I do greenhouse management for the right price too. Excuse me, I'm not no $40,000 man. I want y'all to know that. I can't die. But since it's 5:39, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here. Those of you who came in, you came in late. That's your fault. It's not mine. That's all you. It's not all me. So y'all enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Grow some plants. And those donuts smell delicious. Those pancakes, donuts smell delicious. Ooh, God. I am so hungry. Y'all have a beautiful day.